We have an outside chance of qualifying for Euro Cup 2 football. It was slim before all the injuries. Now it's next to non-existent. My name is FM21, and this is the Red Devils Rising. As it stands, we are in 9th place on 49 points. If we win, we go up to 52 points. That's 6th place. That's Euro Cup 2 football. You know what? I don't even know who's won the Pokal yet. Let me see what's going on there. The final is Borussia Dortmund versus Hertha. They've already clinched spots. Hertha ran away with the league, 10 points. So either one of those teams are winning, going to push down the Europa League to Hoffenheim, so 7th and 8th place will get Euro Cup football. It's the same thing that happened last season when 7th place got Euro Cup 2. We're playing 14th place Stuttgart, and to get here, it was just annoying as all heck. We beat Union Berlin 2-1 thanks to goals by Swiderski and Carrillo early in the game. They made a push in the second half. Luckily, we held out, and Balo got the goal back in the first half. The second half was almost entirely them, though. Even though it says 3 shots, they were pressing the entire time. We had 11 shots. I did not see a Kaisersalutern highlight the entire second half of the game. Against Eintracht Frankfurt, we won 3-1. Blum a goal, Jesus a goal, Ojeda a goal. This was a solid game for us. 9 shots, 5 on target to 13-5. Almost everybody had a quality game. Ojeda walked away with the player of the match. He's been a fabulous sub for us this season. Against Wolfsburg, 3-2. Nico Schmidt a brace of goals, Ojeda a goal. We had 20 shots, or they had 20. We had 12 shots, 6 on target. They had 20 and 12. This was one of those games where we had more chances than they did, and we made the most of them. They equalized in like the 88th minute, but they were called offsides, and as a result, we won 3-2. By all accounts, this probably should have been a draw. And then, against Bayern, 2nd place Bayern, we held them to a draw, 3-3. Jamie Byron-Gittens finally had a game I was expecting from him. 2 goals, an assist. Blum had a goal. Doppelfield got a really nice goal in the 69th minute to equalize. They absolutely bossed us the entire game. 25 shots, 15 on target. The possession was pretty much equal. Our defense really stepped up. Decker on an 8.0. Thiel on a 7.9. Carrillo on a 7.0. The next day in practice, Bino-Gittens just goes out and pulls his knee ligaments. He's out for 5 days and 2 weeks. The Bino-Gittens experiment is pretty much over. It also doesn't help that Nico Schmidt is out with a sports hernia. Joel Matty is out with a pulled thigh. And Florian Held still has that damaged Achilles tendon. So, yeah, it's a fairly thin squad today. We've got Decker in goal, Jesus, Wiesner, Carrillo, and Thiel as the defensive back 4. Lozino and I got to switch these 2 around. Sanchez and Lozino as the midfielders, Blum and Burnett as the attacking midfielders, Ojeda and Sutherland up top as the strikers. Ojeda wants to be an advanced forward. And Blum, I'm reasonably sure, is a winger. Yeah. Burnett's just coming off an injury as well, so he's not entirely match fit. Although, if I am being honest, it was where we are now is kind of where I expected to be at the beginning of the season. I thought we'd be challenging for European football. We are kind of challenging for European football, even though it's maybe not the biggest challenge. Jesus totally stood still and waited for the ball to come to him. So as a result, Braff has the ball. He gets by Jesus, who tackle him in the box. Come on, Decker. Nope. 6 minutes into the game, they're a goal up thanks to a bonehead play by Jorge Jesus. Anyhow, I knew we'd be challenging for European football. I was aiming for a mid-table finish. We are going to finish mid-table no matter what happens here. So from that point of view, the season's been a success. I will say, even if I hadn't made the decision before now to probably end this save where we are, after this season, I would have seriously been considering it. But like I have mentioned in the past, I am going to create 2 save points, one for me, one for when I retire. We're going to sim out 3, 7, and 10 years and find out what happens with Kaisersalutern after I leave, and see if whoever comes in next can take them to even greater heights. I'm frankly more interested to see how who comes in after me develops these youth players and what moves they make to strengthen the squad. I really think we've got some quality players on the squad. As it is halftime, we go in with down 1-0. I know Schmidt's quality, I know Thiel's quality, just based on where they are now compared to people who are similar in quality and their age. They both have rooms to improve. Soriano is definitely the keeper of the future. Decker has had people looking at him the past couple of weeks, expressing interest. Carrillo dispossesses Silas. Sanchez gives the ball away to Siebert. DuPont to Braff. Braff holds it up, gets it back to DuPont, to Niemely. Over to Sar. He gets it to Fulbema. Silas, and he puts it in the back of the net for their second goal of the season. Second goal of the game, rather. Good gracious. No. Fighting back a yawn here, and I don't know why. Because it's mid-afternoon. Oh, nice try by Decker. Usually last game of the season, I'll play the promising youngsters and things like that if there's nothing on the line. But with something on the line, I'm playing my best available 11, and they're currently crapping the bed. Braff to DuPont, who was fouled. That was well outside the box. I mean, the majority of his body is on the outside of the box, for crying out loud. Cacaret sends it in. Silas is there. Decker punches it above the crossbar. Corner kick in, and that is wide right. A little past 60 minutes, we're going to make a couple of changes here. Soiland's having an awful game, so we're going to bring in Arjau. Burnett is having an awful game, so we're going to bring in Mike Kraus. Kraus wants to be a winger, though. Yeah, Kraus wants to be a winger. We're going to make those 2 changes. We're going to demand more from the boys. And we're going to lose 2-0. Sar on the throw-in to Flabema. Back to Sar. To Cacaret. Out to Niemely. DuPont. To Braff. Gonzalez tries taking the shot. Niemely gets the ball back. Cacaret back and forth. Flabema. Decker, a nice save. Rolls it out to Lozino. Out to Thiel. Man, he's really improved. Nico Schmidt's really improved as well. You don't see it in their star ratings, but from their attributes and how much those have gone up. First team playing time has done those two a group of good. Gonzalez does foul Lozino there. Kraus sends it in, knocked away. Gonzalez runs down the ball. I don't know who my number 36 is, but he stood there like he had feet of stone. Lozino. And that is the game. We lose 2-0. A game we really didn't deserve to win based on player performances like that. So we finish in 9th place. Let me continue here real quick. We'll get to this. So I'm going to save the game here. We received $56.1 million for finishing in 9th. On 49 points. It was a good season for us. We just had too many losses in a row. There were a couple points where it just really started getting the guys down. So let's keep going. We're going to do the season review, and then that's when I'll retire. Into season review, Jimmy Bino Gittins is my first big regret of this save. For the money we spent on him, I had my expectations set too high, and he was an absolute injury machine. Our biggest win was of course, against Reutlingen in the Pokal first round. Our match to remember was beating Hoffenheim 4-3. The goal of the season was Luis Felipe's 81st minute goal against Cologne. Let's see if we can pull that up here. Oh, look. Bino Gittins was injured this game. Yeah, that was the free kick from distance. He blew it by Karius. Broadcast revenue, we were down because we didn't have any televised games. None on the European side either. I would have thought we got a little bit more money. Ojeda ahead of Schmidt's probably the right thing. Fan player of the season was Lucas Bernat. He's also young player of the season. Lozino was signing of the season. Felipe, goal of the season. Top goal scorer was Ojeda with 15. Most assists, Bernat with 11. That's double-digit assists for him again. Cheer Decker, 5 player of the match awards and the highest average rating. Felipe, 52 passes completed per 90 minutes. Schmidt set records for youngest player and youngest goal scorer. Pietro Pellegrini, 35.79 million out in transfer fees is the highest transfer fee. Mid-table expectations, that was fine. Gubbles went to Vigo, and he is a starter for them, but he's not having a season anywhere near what he had for us. George is wanting to go outside. Let me let him out here, and I'll be right back. Told the team we'd finish top half next season, which is eminently doable. Plenty of room on the payroll budget. Bino Gittins, 7 total injuries, and he's wanted, and I'm totally happy to move him to Freiburg. Let him be Freiburg's problem. And the initial budgets for next season, 1.5 million payroll, 71.8 million transfer budget, which is more than enough. That gives them 6 million to work with in payroll budget as well. The transfer budget's been set. I knew going into this season we weren't going to finish all that high. For a while there, it looked like we might surprise some people, including ourselves. But then we had this run of games here at the end of the season, and we had this run of games here right before the, what was it? It was November. And it just really put us out. Our Champions League group was tougher than heck. I think we did well enough to get the results we did, and due to an error on my part misreading the rules, I thought we had a chance once we beat Zenit, but we didn't. Who's in the final for this? Do we know? Chelsea and Man United, so it's an all-England final. And Barcelona got all the way before they got absolutely bossed. Hertha got all the way before they got absolutely bossed as well. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the game one more time because we got the initial budgets and everything like that. Then I'm going to save the game as that. Now it is May 2028. What we're going to do is resign. Gerardo Seoane being touted as to get the nod. Now the question is, I'll be honest, I don't know where to look on this for like favored players and personnel, but that's okay. Except that social feed, the mass exodus. Say Pedro, Kevin McKenna, the goalkeeping coach, Robert Duverne. Almost all the first team coaches is left. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go here. For my profile, go on vacation, and we're going to come back on the 15th of May. Or you know what? We'll come back on the 31st of May, 2031. And I've got a really fast computer, so this could be 20 minutes, it could be a half hour. But we'll come back, we'll take a look, see who my successor is, what they did with the team, and how well they did. And then we'll do that again for 7 years and again for 10 years. So that'll be the next episode. But for now, this is the end of the Red Devils Rising on the YouTube channel. This was a fun save. It really was. One of the things I really wanted to do was scout my tail off and look for good youth players and try and develop them. I scouted my tail off. I found good youth players, but I totally screwed up the training, and I wasn't in charge of their development. I left that to my staff. I think what I'm going to do next season, for FM22 is whatever single club save I do, I'm going to be in charge of all the training, at least the individual training. I might leave the general training to the managers of the respective squads, and see if I can't do a better job of improving the guys and the youngsters. One of the things I noticed as this save went on, I would have a good youngster come up and he would kind of tap out at 2 stars, 17, 18, 19, because he wasn't getting playing time, and teams would come in and lowball me on offers for him. I know these players, they're 5-star potential players. I'm not moving a 5-star potential 18-year-old for 200,000 euros plus added incentives that might get me $3.5 million down the road. That's just not going to happen. The one thing I did forget to do, now that I realize this, is I forgot to do an overview of the players. We can do that here because they haven't left yet. So I've got the second team, the under-19s, off. Gabriel Ojeda led us with goals in 15 now. 18 appearances, 17 off the bench, 5 assists, 1 player of the match. Absolutely fulfilled the role I brought him on for. Lucas Bernat, all-arounder, 14 goals, 11 assists, 4 players of the match. Auto-size these out here real quick. Flesner was out on loan. I don't want to take him off, though, because that will take away some of these other players who are on injury. Dustin Bloom, 18 appearances, 13 off the bench. 13 goals, 2 assists, 2 players of the match. Macaulay Sutherland, maybe not the season I was expecting from him goal scoring wise, but he was a valuable contributor. 39 appearances, 13 goals, 7 assists, 2 players of the match. Nico Schmidt, his first season as a starter. At 17 years old, 31 starts, 4 off the bench, 7 goals, 8 assists, a player of the match. Jimmy Bonos-Gittins, totally... he's a big regret. He's a very big regret. In 15 games, 2 off the bench because he was injured so freaking much. 6 goals, 4 assists, a player of the match. Fabian Wiesner, decent on the back line. 35 appearances, 2 off the bench, 5 goals and assists. Martin Swiderski is a part-timer more than anything else. 14 appearances, 12 off the bench, 4 goals, 5 assists. Florian Held was okay in his appearances when he wasn't injured as well. 11 appearances, 6 off the bench, 3 goals, 4 assists. Luis Felipe as the midfielder did exactly what I wanted him to do. 25 appearances, 2 off the bench, 3 goals, 3 assists, a player of the match. Peter Thiel, my defensive right back, was really, really good. He really, really improved over the course of the season. 23 appearances, 2 off the bench, 2 goals, 6 assists. Joel Matty, limited appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists. Who are my other big starters? Jose Jesus, starting on the left side, being retrained as a defensive left back, a wing back. 21 appearances, 3 off the bench, 1 goal, 5 assists. It's a good campaign for him. Lazino, 28 appearances, 4 off the bench, 1 goal, 5 assists, 1 player of the match. Magahalis in limited appearances. He was a half-season starter, really. 16 appearances, 5 off the bench, 1 goal, 1 assist. Our goals were way, way down from last year, but we also spread the wealth out this year as well. We had 5 players in double digits. Bernat was my only double-digit assist leader, though. But that's par for the course for him. He is probably the best player on the squad for the moment. It's a good group of guys. It's a good group of young guys waiting in the wings. The question is, what's going to happen next? And with that, we are going to find out. So we're going to go back here, go back on vacation, come back May 31st, 2021, and we're off. As I was saying before, I realized we hadn't looked at the players. This was a good save. I had fun with this save. I did what I wanted to do. While it would have been nice to go farther in European football, we did win the Euro Cup too, and that's nothing to laugh at. That's silverware. Maybe not the biggest of silverware or the shiniest of silverware, but it's definitely silverware. So we're going to let this run out. We'll come back. We'll do a 3-year overview, a 5-year overview, or a 3-year overview, a 7-year overview, and a 10-year overview, and see how the Red Devils have turned out. I hope this was as fun a save for you guys to watch as it was for me to play. If you do have any questions, criticisms, or comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM Jellicoe, and I thank you for watching.